Good morning, one and all. In last lecture, we have started the unit number 2, that is the free vibration of single degrees of freedom system. The unit number 1, the basics of earthquake engineering, that part already we have covered. Now we will start here the unit number 2, some of the basic definitions that already we have seen in the last lectures. But in this lecture, we'll see first the revisions, what are the basic definitions, and then we'll move towards the our different derivations and its equation and some of the problems on this unit number 2. Okay, so already you know there are the 8 chapters in our earthquake engineering syllabus. From that, 4 units are included in the section number 1, and the 4 units are included into the section number 2. From that section number 1, there is a unit number 1 which is basically based on the theory part only. Okay, and the remaining 3 chapters, these 3 chapters which having the some of the derivations, problems also over there. Okay, but whatever the basic of that unit number 3, 4 is there, that is included in the unit number 2. If you understand the unit number 2, automatically you will understand the unit number 3. So be focused on this unit number 2. The basic definitions are included. Again, what are the conceptual study is included into this unit number 2. So you have to do that whatever the free vibration, again force vibration, what is damping, what is the undamping, that all related concept you have to be studied here in this unit number 2. And if you understand wholly this chapter, then automatically you can solve each and every derivation which will be asked to you into your examination. Okay, so that you have to be carefully do the study about this unit number 2. Okay, and in unit number 2, the remaining unit, that section number 2, which having the 4 units. From that, unit number 5, unit number 6, and unit number 5, unit number 7, and unit number 8. These 3 units are based on the theory part only. Only the unit number 6, which having the problems. There is a one problem, which is a big problem. The whatever steps are there, that all steps are given into the IS code, and by using the IS code, you have to solve that question, that whole question which is asking for the 10, 12, 13, sometimes 14 marks. Okay, so that chapter is very important from the section number 2. Okay, and based on the by taking the basics of the IS code IS 1893, you have to go for that solving the problem. Okay, but now we have to go for this section number 1, and from this section number 1 we have already finished our unit number 1. Now we'll move towards the unit number 2, and we'll see some of the definitions. Based on these definitions, basic concept, there are the derivations. Okay, so you have to be understand each and every derivation over here, and based on this, some of the problems also you will be asked over there. Okay, if your examination is online or offline, for both these online or offline examination, that is very important, because you should know what is the free vibration, what is the force vibration. After that, what are the concept about the damping, what is the undamping, and that what is the degrees of freedom, that all parameters you should know. What is the static load, what is the dynamic load, that all parameters you should know while giving the examination. Maybe it is a offline or maybe it is a online examination. Okay, so now we'll move towards the unit number 2. First, we read what is the name of this chapter. So name of the chapter is here. Unit number 2, which having the name is free vibration of single degree of freedom system. Okay, free vibration of single degree of freedom system. So in this, there is a free vibration is given. Okay, actually we have to do we have to go for the 2 types of the vibrations. One is the vibration, that is the free vibration, and second one is the forced vibration. Okay, in the unit number second, whatever the derivations are here, that are based on the free vibration only. Okay, and if you go towards the unit number third, that is included the forced vibration. Okay, free vibration, that part is come under the unit number second. And if you move towards the unit number third, that is the based on the forced vibration. So what first we'll understand what is the free vibration and what is the forced vibration. So free vibration म्हणजे काय? The free vibration is nothing but without applying any force, to the system is vibrated, is nothing but a free vibration. Okay, without applying any force to the system, without applying any external force to the system is vibrated. That system is known as a free vibration. Okay, and in reverse of it, if we apply some external force to the system, if we apply some external force to the system, then that system is vibrated. That system is vibrated is nothing but a forced vibration, because there is an external force is applied to the system. So that is the big difference. That is the difference between these two types of vibration. One is the free vibration and another one is the forced vibration. Free vibration is nothing but without applying any force to the system is getting vibrated, nothing but free vibration. What is the forced vibration? If we apply some external force to the system, then that system is vibrated is nothing but a forced vibration. Next one is the stop system. What is the SDOP? SDOP is nothing but single degree of freedom system. SDOP is nothing but single degree of freedom system. Okay, there are the two types of the systems. One is the single degrees of freedom system, and second one is the MDOP system, that is the multiple degrees of freedom system. Okay, the syllabus which is included in our bachelor degree, that is related to the single degrees of freedom system only. But if we go towards the MTech degree, then there will be a changes in that a single degree is converted towards the MDOP system. Means SDOP is only for our BE syllabus, and whatever the MDOP is related to the MTech syllabus. So in this earthquake engineering, we have to study only the part about the single degrees of freedom system, and whatever the remaining MDOP system, that we will understand from the MTech syllabus. But you should know there are the MDOP is nothing but a multiple degrees of freedom system, and you should know SDOP is nothing but a single degrees of freedom system. Okay, so what is the single degrees of freedom system and the multiple degrees of freedom system? One by one, we'll see what are these parameters. Okay, so what is the syllabus in our unit number second? So we'll understand the first, the whatever the syllabus. So you can understand here the dynamic loads, dynamic analysis, degrees of freedom, undamped free vibrations, multiple elastic forces, viscously damped vibrations, equation of motion and its solution, and the logarithmic decrement. So you can understand what is the syllabus. First is the basic terminologies which are given about the static load, about the dynamic load, and how to do the dynamic analysis. What is the dynamic analysis? What is the static analysis? Okay, means dynamic loads. Which loads are come under the dynamic loads? That part is come here. After that, after we knowing the dynamic loads, there is a dynamic analysis. So why to do the dynamic analysis? For what parameter we have to find out by this dynamic analysis? That part is come here. After that, the degrees of freedom. So what is the degrees of freedom? And if there is a single degrees of freedom system, then what is meant by the SDOP? And if there is a multiple degrees of freedom system, then what is the MDOP? So that parameters is also come here. Next one is the undamped free vibration. Undamped free vibration. So already we know what is the free vibration. Okay, and beyond that, we should know what is the damper, what is the damping system, and what is the undamping system. Okay, तर डॅम्पिंग म्हणजे काय, डॅम्पर्स म्हणजे काय, किंवा डॅम्पर्स का प्रोव्हाइड केले, व्हाय वी हॅव टू प्रोव्हाइड द डॅम्पर्स into the system. Okay, and so for that purpose we should know the damped system and damped system with respect to the free vibration. Okay, beyond that there is a multiple elastic forces. So multiple elastic forces. Okay, there are these two derivations. What's very simple derivation is over there about the forces are placed in a parallel position, forces are placed in a series position. So what type of the derivations will be over there? So that is very important part, and very easy part is here about the multiple elastic forces. Next one is the viscously damped vibration and its equation of motion and the solution. Means there is a, again, for free vibration with damping, free vibration without damping. There are the two different major equations are over there in this unit number second. And the last part is the logarithmic decrement. And in this way, there are the 3 to 4 derivations are included in our unit number second, and these are the big derivation, but very simple derivations are here. If you know the derivative, if you know the integration, then automatically you can solve this type of the derivations. But you should focus how to solve, what are the states over there. If you know what are the basic concept about the damping, you should know, if you know the whatever the basic concept about the undamped, the damped, the free and the forced vibration, then you can directly solve the derivation which is based on these 4 parameters only. Okay, so I hope all of you understand what we are going to learn, what we learn from this unit number second, and with respect to the this syllabus. Okay, so now we'll move towards the next point. So first point is here the about the title of the chapter. So we should know what is the title and what are the parameters. So we should understand first the title of the chapter. So first is the free vibration of single degree of freedom system. तर यामध्ये दोन वर्ड आलेले आहेत. The first word is free vibration. Okay, what is the free vibration? And second word is a single degree of freedom system. So we should know these two word and what is the meaning of these two words. So first one is the free vibration. The free vibration म्हणजे काय? The free vibration is nothing but without applying any force. काय करायचं आपल्याला? Without applying any force to the system is getting vibrated. That is nothing but a free vibration. Okay? Without applying any external force. That is nothing but free vibration. Means external force is zero on the system. External force applied on the system is equal to zero. That is the free vibration. And what is the SDOP? Single degree of freedom system means the system which have only 1 degree of freedom, or the system which can be represented using one ordinate. Using one ordinate means SDOP म्हणजे काय? The single degree of freedom system is nothing but the system which can be represented. System आपल्याला काय करायचे? Represent करायचे. How we can represent? With using only one coordinate. That is the single degree of freedom system. If there is a MDOP system, then that system will be represented with respect to the multi-ordinate. Okay, so that is the meaning of this free vibration of single degrees of freedom system. Free vibration म्हणजे काय? Without applying any external force to the system is getting vibrated is nothing but a free vibration. And what is the SDOP system? The SDOP is nothing but a single degree of freedom system, which will be represented by using only one coordinate system. Okay. Now I hope all of you have understood this. What is the name of this chapter? So now we'll move towards the next point, that is the about central idea of the subject. Central idea about this chapter. Okay. In this chapter, the definitions of dynamics will be studied and the equation of motion, its formulation of SDOF system will be studied. बघा या ठिकाणी आपल्याला काय काय शिकायचे. We have to be understand the basics about the dynamics. What is the dynamic? Okay, that part we have to study here. Second one is the equation of motion, formulation, and the in this chapter, definitions of dynamics will be studied and the equation of motion, formulation of SDOF systems will be studied. Also, the solutions of these equations will be studied. बघा यामध्ये जे काही whatever the definitions of basics of dynamics, again what is the equations and their solutions, that all parties included in this unit number 2. Okay, so I hope all of you have understood what are the basics about this unit number 2. Before starting the unit number 2, all of you write down the syllabus in your notebook. Do it fast, within 1 minute. You have to write this syllabus in your notebook on the new page. So write down fast. Write down the name of the chapter, single degree of freedom system. Free vibration of free vibration of free vibration of free vibration of single degree of freedom system. Free vibration of single degree of freedom system. Below this, write down syllabus. Syllabus. Write down dynamic loads. Dynamic loads. Chapter name is free vibration of single degree of free vibration of single degree of freedom system. That is the unit number 2 name, chapter name. Write down below this the syllabus. Syllabus. Dynamic loads and dynamic analysis. Dynamic loads and dynamic analysis. Comma. Degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom. Comma. Undamped free vibrations. Undamped free vibrations. Undamped free vibrations. Below this, multiple elastic forces. Multiple elastic forces. Multiple elastic forces. Comma. Viscously damped vibrations. Viscously damped vibrations. Comma. Equation of motion. Equation of motion and solution. Equation of motion and solution. Comma. Logarithmic decrement. Logarithmic decrement. So that much syllabus is included in our unit number 2. Okay. So now we'll move towards the whatever the basic fundamentals about this chapter. Okay. So about the central idea of this chapter we have covered. Again, importance we'll see about the title of chapter we have covered. Now there is the importance of the chapter in the syllabus. So what is the importance? Why this chapter is included into this syllabus? Okay. This chapter gives the basics of dynamics, which will be helpful to understand the dynamic properties of civil engineering structures. Okay. So why this chapter is important here? Because in this chapter, whatever the basics about the dynamics, That part is helpful to understand the dynamic properties of the civil engineering structures. Means whatever the dynamic part, what is the dynamic loads, what is the dynamic analysis, okay, and what is the static analysis, what is the static loads, okay, that all parameters are included over here, and so that this chapter is very important. Okay, now we'll move towards the chapter objectives and the chapter outcomes. Okay, so dynamic related terminology means students will learn here. Okay, you learn here about the objectives like the dynamic related terminology. You will understand whatever the dynamics related terminology you can understand here from this unit number second. What is the SDOP? Okay, SDOP म्हणजे काय? What is the single degree of freedom system? म्हणजे single degree of freedom system वरती वगैरे त्याचे derivations कसे होतात? Based on the free vibration, based on the damping, that is the damped and undamped system. So that parameters will become here into this unit number second. And based on this free vibration, based on this forced vibration, again based on the damper and based on the without damper, there is a equation of motions are included, and that their solution and their equations we have to find from this unit number second only. And last one is the damping. What is the damping and what is its effect? That parameter also we have to learn from this unit number second. So, okay, now we'll move towards the next part. Before that, I want to clear here that you should understand, okay, what is the damping? तुम्हाला माहिती असलं पाहिजे की damper म्हणजे काय? What is the damping? What is the basic use of this damping? कारण मी from starting of this lecture, I am telling you the damper, damping, undamped, damped system. But you should know what is the damper. Okay, so I will tell you here. बघा, when if two wheeler is there, आपली जी टू व्हीलर्स आहेत तर त्या टू व्हीलर्स मध्ये शॉक ऑब्झर्वर असतो. पण सगळ्यांना माहिती असेल ऍज पर माय नॉलेज शॉक ऑब्झर्वर इज देअर. शॉक ऑब्झर्वर काय काम करतो? तर शॉक ऑब्झर्वर जेव्हा आपला अनइव्हन रोड असेल तर त्या अनइव्हन रोड वरती जर आपली व्हेकल जर मूव्ह होत असेल आणि त्या ठिकाणी जर खड्डा असेल तर खड्ड्यामध्ये जर गाडी गेल्यानंतर जे काही त्या ठिकाणी एनर्जी जी काही डिसिपेट होते ते एनर्जी डिसिपेट करण्याचं काम कोण करतं? तर शॉक ऑब्झर्वर. मग एनर्जी जी काही ती ऑब्झर्व कोण करतं? तर शॉक ऑब्झर्वर. आणि एनर्जी डिसिपेट पण कोण करतं? तर शॉक ऑब्झर्वर. आणि आफ्टर दॅट आवर व्हेकल विल बी कम ॲट इनिशियल पोझिशन. आणि शॉक ऑब्झर्वर काय काम करतं? तर इट विल बी हेल्पफुल टू अस. काय करणार आहे तर whatever the movement, whatever the vibrations occurred, to that vibrations release करण्याचं, कमी करण्याचं काम कोण करतं? तर that is the shock observers. आणि जर बिल्डिंग मध्ये असे हे आपल्या बिल्डिंग मध्ये जर असे डॅम्पर्स आम्ही प्रोव्हाइड केलेले असतील तर दॅट डॅम्पर्स ते काय काम करतील? तर they will be act as a shock observers. Means whatever the dynamic loads coming on the structure, तर त्या डायनामिक लोड्सला रेजिस्ट करण्याचं किंवा जे व्हायब्रेशन्स होणार आहे बिल्डिंग ते कमी करण्याचं काम कोण करतं? तर दॅट इज द डॅम्पर. ओके, तर डॅम्पर ही तुम्ही डेफिनेशन लक्षात, डॅम्पर तुम्ही खूप लक्षात ठेवा. इफ यू अंडरस्टँड द व्हॉट इज द डॅम्पर, व्हॉट इज द बेसिक पर्पज ऑफ द डॅम्पर, देन अँड देन ओनली यू विल अंडरस्टँड दिस चॅप्टर. डॅम्पर कशासाठी आपल्याला काय येते? एनर्जी डिसिपेट करण्यासाठी. एनर्जी ह्या ठिकाणी काय करायचं? डिसिपेट करून आपले जे काही व्हेकल असेल तर इनिशियल पोझिशन आणण्यासाठी किंवा आपल्या बिल्डिंग वरती जर डायनामिक लोड्स आला, अर्थक्वेक लोड्स आला तर त्यावेळेला बिकॉज ऑफ दिस एक्सटर्नल लोड्स व्हॉटएव्हर द मुवमेंट ऑफ अवर बिल्डिंग बी ऑकर, दॅट मुवमेंटला काय करायचं? रेजिस्ट करायचं. अँड फॉर दॅट पर्पज वी हॅव टू बी include some of the damper system in our building. Okay, that is nothing but a damping. जेव्हा जर हे जर dampers आपल्या बिल्डिंग मध्ये अवेलेबल असतील तर ऑटोमॅटिकली whatever the impact of that dynamic loads on the building, that will be minimized. Okay, so that is the purpose of these dampers and which will be helpful in your building. Okay, I hope all of you have understood about this dampers. मयूर लेंडवे, सिद्धेश्वर, सोनाली पाटील, ऐश्वर्या, please reply by using chat box. Okay, so that means is the basics about the chapter. Okay, you have understood. Okay, now we'll move towards the next point. बघा यामध्ये बेसिक्स ऑफ डायनामिक्स असेल, स्टॅटिक लोड असेल, डायनामिक लोड असेल, डॅम्पर्स असतील, फ्री व्हायब्रेशन असेल आणि फोर्स व्हायब्रेशन असेल. दॅट आर दी बेसिक. मेजर बेसिक कुठले असणार आहेत तर फ्री व्हायब्रेशन म्हणजे काय? फ्री व्हायब्रेशन म्हणजे काय? विदाउट अप्लाइंग एनी फोर्स टू द सिस्टीम इज व्हायब्रेटेड. म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? फक्त विंडचं प्रेशर वगैरे असू शकतं. एकदम दॅट इज द कन्सिडर दॅट इज मीन्स विदाउट एक्स्ट्रा आपण कुठला एक्सटर्नल फोर्स त्या सिस्टीम वरती अप्लाय केलेला आहे का? नाही. सो दॅट सिस्टीम इज नोन ॲज अ फ्री व्हायब्रेशन सिस्टीम. फोर्स व्हायब्रेशन म्हणजे काय? आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी लोड, एक्स्ट्रा प्रेशर, एक्स्ट्रा फोर्स त्या ठिकाणी काय करायचंय? सिस्टीम वरती अप्लाय करायचंय. अँड दॅट इज कम अंडर द forced vibration. Now, what is the damping and what is the undamping? तर बघा एखादी बिल्डिंग आहे तर बिल्डिंग असेल तर त्या ठिकाणी जर इफ वी अप्लाय द डॅम्पर्स त्या ठिकाणी जर यूज केल्या असतील तर दॅट सिस्टीम बिकम्स अ डॅम्पिंग सिस्टीम. बघा त्या ठिकाणी डॅम्पिंग सिस्टीम आणि अनडॅम्पिंग सिस्टीम. यू शुड अंडरस्टँड. डॅम्पिंग सिस्टीम म्हणजे कुठली? इफ वी काय केलेलं आहे? इफ वी अप्लाय द डॅम्पर्स इन टू द सिस्टीम तर त्या सिस्टीमला आपण काय म्हणणार आहोत? इट इज अ डॅम्पिंग सिस्टीम. आणि डॅम्पिंग जर त्या ठिकाणी डॅम्पर्स आपण अप्लायच केलेले नाही आहेत, डॅम्पर्सचा यूज आपण केलेलाच नाही, देन दॅट सिस्टीम बिकम्स अ अनडॅम्प्ड सिस्टीम. म्हणजे जे काही तुमचा अर्थक्वेक लोड येईल, डायनॅमिक लोड येईल, त्याचा डायरेक्टली आपल्या बिल्डिंग वरती काय होणार आहे तर इफेक्ट होणार आहे. सो दॅट इज द अनडॅम्प्ड सिस्टीम. So there will be each and every concept you should know, and based on this number of parameters will become to solving the different equations. Okay, so I will discuss all the points very nicely, so you don't take tension about this. You will understand each and every equation from this unit number second, third and fourth also. Okay, but whatever I am telling you that you have to be understand. Okay, and whatever the derivations also will solve here, that derivations you should revise it at your home. Okay, then there will be no any problem for you to understand the different derivations. Okay, so now we will move towards the next point, that is the dynamic analysis. So now we'll understand this. What is the dynamic load? What is the dynamic analysis? Okay, so dynamic analysis म्हणजे काय? The dynamic analysis is a subset of structural analysis which covers the behavior of structures subjected to dynamic loading. Okay, dynamic analysis हे कशासाठी केलं जातं? The dynamic analysis is a subset of structural analysis which covers the behavior of structures subjected to the dynamic loading. Means whatever the dynamic load is coming on the structure, and based on this dynamic loads we have to make the dynamic analysis. Means dynamic analysis is a subset of the structural analysis, subset of a structural analysis which covers the behavior of structures subjected to the dynamic loading. म्हणजेच डायनामिक अनालिसिस आपल्याला कधी करायचंय? कधी होणार आहे तर whenever the dynamic loads are coming on the structure, then there is a need to do the dynamic analysis. Okay, baka, and what type of the dynamic loads are coming here, and what are the loads which we will known as a dynamic loads? So dynamic loads includes include यामध्ये बघा peoples, wind, again waves, traffic, earthquake and the ballast. Means these loads are considered as dynamic loads. कुठले कुठले आहेत लोड बघा यामध्ये? विंड प्रेशर असेल, दॅट इज ऑल्सो कन्सिडर्ड ॲज अ डायनामिक लोड. वेव्ह प्रेशर, समुद्रातल्या पाण्याच्या लाटा असतील, दॅट इज ऑल्सो कन्सिडर्ड ॲज अ वेव्स considered as a dynamic loads. Traffic, okay, traffic congestion असेल, traffic density जास्त असेल तर that is also considered as a dynamic analysis. Earthquake तर माहितीच आहे आपल्याला, भूकंप, that is also one of the dynamic load. And last one is the blast, so that is also considered as a one of the dynamic load. Okay, And if such a types of the dynamic loads are coming on the structure, then there is a need to do the dynamic analysis, and that dynamic analysis is related to these all the parameters and which are helpful to do the dynamic analysis. Okay, so now the dynamic analysis can be used to find for what purpose we have to do this dynamic analysis. The dynamic analysis आपल्याला कशासाठी करायचं आहे, to find out, it is used to find the dynamic displacement. Okay, displacement, time history and the modal analysis. Okay, means whatever the effect of that dynamic load on the structure, which will be calculated in terms of displacement, in terms of velocity and in terms of acceleration with respect to their time history, that is the dynamic analysis. Okay, so upon here dynamic analysis we can find out for single degree of freedom system. That same dynamic analysis we can perform from the MDOF system, that is the multiple degrees of freedom system also. Okay, so that is the dynamic analysis. का करायचं डायनामिक अनालिसिस, तर डायनामिक लोड जेव्हा स्ट्रक्चर वरती येतात तर त्यावेळेला आपल्याला काय करायचंय, देयर इज अ नीड टू डू द डायनामिक अनालिसिस ऑफ दॅट स्ट्रक्चर्स. But before that we should know what type of the loads are considered as a dynamic load. तर त्यामध्ये wind pressure असेल, waves असतील, ट्रॅफिक असेल, earthquake लोड असेल किंवा blast असेल. These all loads are considered as a dynamic loads. A dynamic analysis. Why to do this dynamic analysis? For calculating the displacement, velocity, acceleration, again time history of the dynamic loads and their modal analysis. For all these purposes, we have to do this dynamic analysis. So first definition you should know, what is the dynamic load. द डायनामिक लोड मध्ये तुम्ही आता बघितलं की पीपल्स असतील, विंड असेल, वेव्स असतील, ट्रॅफिक असेल किंवा अर्थक्वेक किंवा ब्लास्ट. ओके, these are not a continuous, that these are the not a static loads. Okay, these are changing with respect to the time, they are varying with respect to the time. If there is a sometimes they are bigger, sometimes they are smaller, sometimes they are zero. Means the dynamic loads are changes with respect to the time. So that is the big important part here, that the dynamic loads are changes with respect to the time, and from that dynamic loads the wind pressure असेल किंवा traffic असेल, earthquake loads or the blast load, that are the for a smaller time only. These are the dynamic loads which are acting on the structure for a smaller time, for a few okay, for 1 or 2 minutes or 3 minutes likewise. Okay, means they are changes with respect to the time. That is the big difference between this dynamic load and the static load. Okay, now there is a second point is here, that is the static load. So what is the static load? A static load is one which does not vary with respect to the time. Okay, static load हा काय आहे, तर is does not vary with respect to the time. हा parameter कसा आहे, it is a static load, it does not vary with respect to the time. A dynamic load is one which changes with respect to the time. Dynamic load आपला कसा होता, it is changes with respect to the time. If it changes slowly, then structure response may be determined with static analysis. But if it varies quickly relative to the structure's ability to respond, the response must be determined with dynamic analysis. तर इकडे लक्ष द्या, स्टॅटिक लोड म्हणजे काय, स्टॅटिक लोड इज नथिंग बट इट डज नॉट व्हेरी विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द टाइम. लोड हा कसा असणार आहे, इट इज अ कॉन्स्टंट लोड, it does not vary with respect to the time. But if we go towards the dynamic load, the dynamic load is a changes, that load is getting changes with respect to the time. But as far as the static load, and that static load is going to be changed, very little bit changes are there. काय तर हा जो लोड आहे तर त्या लोड मध्ये एक लिटल बिट चेंजेस जर होत असतील, then that structure is also, then that load is also we have to do for the static analysis. आपल्याला such a loads is over there, जो की लोड आहे त्यामध्ये थोडाफार लिटल बिट चेंजेस if happens, then we have to go for the static analysis only. If there is a big difference, if there is a load is acting at 1 second, before 1 second at higher level, and after 1 second that is at lower level, then such a load is considered as a dynamic load. So that load we have, for that load we have to make the dynamic analysis. And if the static load is there, means that load is does not vary with respect to the time, but if there is a little bit changes over there, then we have to do the static analysis only. Okay, so that is the big difference between the static and the dynamic loads, static analysis and the dynamic analysis. Where is a need to do the dynamic analysis, means there is a quickly load is going to be changed from higher to the lower, lower to the higher, and for that load is for a smaller time. Okay, that will be changes with respect to the time. Then we have to go for the dynamic analysis. And if there is a load is not vary with respect to the time, it is a constant, again there is a no any changes, okay, with respect to the time, then we have to make the static load. And one another condition is there, if the load is constant but very little bit changes are over there, okay, then again we have to go for the static load only and the static analysis only. Okay, so I hope all of you have understood about the static analysis and the dynamic analysis. Please reply me by using chat box, static and the dynamic analysis. Please reply fast. Akash, Prapti, Sheetal, Pragati, Aishwarya, Sonali Patil. Do you understand it about the static analysis, static load, dynamic analysis, and the dynamic load? Okay, okay, no problem. So now you write these definitions for the dynamic analysis and the static analysis in your notebook. Write down dynamic analysis. Dynamic analysis. Dynamic analysis is a subset of dynamic analysis is a subset of dynamic analysis is a subset of structural analysis. Dynamic analysis is a subset of structural analysis, which covers the behavior of structure subjected to behavior of structure subjected to dynamic loading, dynamic loading. Full stop. Dynamic loads include people, wind, waves, traffic, earthquakes, and blast. Full stop. Any structure can be subjected to Any structure can be subjected to dynamic loading. Any structure can be subjected to dynamic loading. To stop dynamic analysis can be used to find dynamic displacement dynamic displacement dynamic displacement Dynamic analysis can be used to find dynamic displacement, time history, and the modal analysis. Below this, write down a static load, a static load, a static load is one. A static load is one. A static load is one, which does not vary. A static load is one which does not vary. A static load is one which does not vary. To stop. A dynamic load is one. A dynamic load is one which changes with time. Which changes with time. To stop. If it changes slowly, if it changes slowly, if it changes slowly, the structure's response may be determined with static analysis. Structure's response may be determined with static analysis. May be determined with static analysis. But if it varies quickly, relative to the structure's ability to respond the response must be determined with response must be determined with a dynamic analysis. A dynamic analysis. Okay, now we move towards the next point. Okay, so we understand what is the dynamic loads and what are the forces which are produced into the any system with the damping, with the restoring force. Okay, that part we'll see here. This is a very important because the basics of here, and by using these basics only we'll understand the whatever the derivations. Okay, already we know what is the dynamic loads. The dynamic load, the load which vary with respect to the time are called as a dynamic loads. Okay, the loads which are vary with respect to the time, that loads are considered as a dynamic loads. Static loads म्हणजे काय? The static loads which are constant and they are not vary with respect to the time. So that these are the static loads. And static analysis and dynamic analysis, where we have to do the static analysis, we have to do when there is a no change. Static analysis means there is a no any change with respect to the time into the load, then we have to go for the static analysis. But if there is a reasonable changes, if there is a smaller changes over there into the load, at that condition also we have to go for the static analysis. Okay, now dynamic analysis. So whenever the dynamic load is coming on the structure, whatever the loads are dynamic loads, at that time we have to go for this dynamic analysis. Okay, so already we know the Newton's law. What is the Newton's law? Each and every, okay, if, there is a equal and the opposite reaction. But internal force, if any system is in the equilibrium, and at that equilibrium condition, whatever the forces, external forces are acting on the body, that body will be resisted by all the forces. Then and then that system will be in the equilibrium. These equal and the opposite reaction are same. At that time, that body or that what system will be in the equilibrium position. So that equation is used here. That Newton's third law is used here for the equilibrium system of external forces applied on the system need to be resisted by internal forces of the system. एखादी कुठलीही जर सिस्टीम असेल ती जर इक्विलिब्रियम मध्ये असेल तर त्यावेळेला whatever the external forces, that external forces are resisted by that system, and then only that whatever the external force is equal to the internal force, and these two both the forces are at equal position, then and then that system will be in the equilibrium position. So that force system and that Newton's law is used here for the system. Okay, and that is the F internal is equal to F external force. Okay, for the equilibrium system of external forces applied on the system need to be resisted by internal force of the system. That is the F internal is equal to the F external. Internal म्हणजे काय? The whatever the forces which are resisted, which are coming on the system, that all forces which are resisted by the internal body, then that both this then that system is at the equilibrium position, so we can note it as F internal is equal to F external forces, and so that Newton's law is used here. Okay, next one is the external force may be static or of dynamic nature when the force remains constant over a reasonable period of time, or force is not a function of time. Such a force is called as a static force. When the F external is static force, F internal force generated to resist the force will be only the restoring force, and which is the stiffness time dependent. So we can write as a F is equal to K into X. Okay. तर इकडे लक्ष द्या थोडस तुम्हाला हा जो रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स आहे रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स इज इक्वल टू एफ इज इक्वल टू के इंटू एक्स तो समजण्यासाठी मी तुम्हाला एक बेस्ट एक्झाम्पल देते. ओके, तर तुम्हाला हा पॉइंट तर समजला असेल. दॅट इज इक्वेशन नंबर 1. एफ इंटरनल इज इक्वल टू एफ एक्सटर्नल, दॅट इज द न्यूटन्स लॉ. ओके, कुठली जर बॉडी इक्विलिब्रियम पोझिशन मध्ये असेल So whatever the external forces acting on the body is equal to the internal forces resisted by that body. That is the F internal is equal to F external. Now we'll move towards the next point, that is the restoring force F. The restoring force म्हणजे काय? तर रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स बघा, तुम्ही आपल्या कॉलेजमध्ये असताना तुम्ही कम्प्युटर लॅब मध्ये बघितलं असेल, व्हीलचेअर आहे आपल्या कम्प्युटर लॅब मध्ये किंवा तुमच्या घरी पण असेल व्हीलचेअर. ओके, त्या व्हीलचेअर मध्ये काय असतं की इफ दॅट व्हीलचेअर वरती काय तुम्ही काहीतरी लोड ठेवला किंवा तुम्ही स्वतः जरी बसला, तर त्या ठिकाणी काय होते की बिकॉज ऑफ युअर लोड, बिकॉज ऑफ युअर मास, त्या ठिकाणी काय होतं की तुझी जी काही स्प्रिंग आहे, त्या जी काही चेअर आहे त्यामध्ये जी काही स्प्रिंग आहे, ती स्प्रिंग काय काम करते, तर स्प्रिंग आहे ते बिकॉज ऑफ दिस लोड देअर विल बी सम डिस्प्लेसमेंट विल बी हॅपन. काय त्या ठिकाणी डिस्प्लेसमेंट होतं डाऊनवर्ड डिरेक्शनला. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस लोड there will be a downward displacement will be occur, and because of this downward displacement जो काही फोर्स आहे, जो काही आपल्या लोड मुळे जे काही प्रोड्यूस होणारा जो फोर्स आहे, तो फोर्स म्हणजे कुठला असणार आहे, दॅट इज द रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स. अँड दॅट रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स इज कशामध्ये कशामध्ये तो हे केला जातो, रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स कुठे प्रोड्यूस होतो, तर त्या स्प्रिंग मध्ये. आणि तो एनर्जी काय केली जाते की तो जो लोड आहे तो रिस्टोर करून ठेवला जातो कुठं, तर त्या स्प्रिंग मध्ये. आणि इफ वी रिमूव्ह दॅट लोड, तुम्ही त्या चेअर मधून जर उठला, तर वॉट एव्हर द डिस्प्लेसमेंट, त्या डिस्प्लेसमेंट पासून ती जी चेअर आहे त्या ऍक्च्युअल हाईट पर्यंत येते. बरोबर, मीन्स वॉट एव्हर द लोड, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस लोड वॉट एव्हर द डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज ऑकर इन द स्प्रिंग, that is the F, that's restoring force produces is the F. K is the stiffness of that spring, and X is the whatever the displacement produced into that spring. ओके, म्हणजे आपला हा जो रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स आहे विच इज प्रोड्युसेस ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ द मास. तर मास किंवा त्यावरती येणारे वेट, that is the F is equal to K into X, where K is the stiffness, X is the displacement, K is the stiffness of the spring, and X is the displacement which is occur because of the load. And if we multiply this K into X, we'll understand the value of restoring force. Okay, so from this slide you have to be understood these two equations. Equation number 1 is related to the F internal is equal to F external forces when the system is in the equilibrium position. That is the equation number 1. And the second thing is that whenever the load is applied, there is a spring, and if we apply the load, there is a restoring force will be produced, and that restoring force is Kf is equal to K into X. So that is the equation number 2. So I hope all of you have understood about this concept about the restoring force and the concept about the Newton's law which is applied on any system. Okay, so I request all of you, please write these two equations. Write down for the equilibrium system of for the equilibrium system of for the equilibrium system of external forces, for the equilibrium system of for the equilibrium system of external forces applied on the system applied on the system applied on the system need to be applied on the system need to be need to be need to be registered by need to be registered by external need to be registered by internal forces of the system, internal forces of the system, internal forces of the system, full stop. And below this write down F internal is equal to F internal is equal to F internal is equal to F external. F internal is equal to F internal is equal to F external. F internal is equal to Okay, so below this write down the external force may of static of dynamic nature. The external force may of static of dynamic nature. Static of dynamic nature. To stop. When the force remains constant, when the force remains constant, when the force remains constant over reasonable period of time, over reasonable period of time, over reasonable period of time, or force is not function of time, or force is not function of time. Such a force is called as such a force is called as such a force is called as static force. Static force. When the external when the external when the external F external is static force, when the F external is static force, comma, the internal force generated, the internal force generated, the internal force generated to resist the force will be only resist the force only resist the force will be only restoring force restoring force which is which is stiffness times which is stiffness times displacement stiffness times displacement stiffness times displacement. So we can write F is equal to K into X. F is equal to K into X. F is equal to K into X. Okay. So I am requesting all of you, please draw this diagram very nicely in your notebook. I will wait for 5 minutes. Please draw this diagram in your notebook. The diagram is very important. Okay, whatever the basics about this chapter which are given into this diagram only. So I request all of you, please draw this diagram very nicely in your notebook only. Okay. I will wait for 5 minutes. Please draw this diagram.
पाठवलं बघा 5-6 मिनिट फोन करून त्याच्या समोर लिहून टाका ते पण पाठवलं.
If you are completed, please reply me. So we'll move towards the next point. Please reply me, Aishwarya, Sonali Patil, Mayur. If you are completed, we'll move towards the next point. Okay. So now we'll move towards the next point. I hope all of you have completed. So there is a part, B part, and C part. These three parts are given here. But this B and C part is of the A part only. हा जो B आणि C जो पार्ट आहे तर त्यामध्ये काय केलेलं आहे तर हा जो पार्ट आहे तो ब्रेक केलेला आहे मधली आणखी ह्याचेच हा B आणि C पार्ट या ठिकाणी बनवलेला आहे. Okay. So first you understand what is this diagram over here. That is the A. Figure number A. You should understand this diagram first and then we'll move towards the next point. Whatever the forces come under the system only. बघा या ठिकाणी सपोर्ट सिस्टीम या ठिकाणी दिलेला आहे. दिस इज अ सपोर्ट विच इज अ फ्रिक्शनल फ्री सरफेस. हा सरफेस जो कसा आहे दॅट इज अ फ्रिक्शन फ्री सरफेस इज ओव्हर हियर. या फ्रिक्शन फ्री सरफेस वरती काय दीज आर दी टू व्हील्स. दीज आर दी टू व्हील्स. त्या दोन व्हीलच्या वरती काय असणार आहे तर आपली ही स्प्रिंग अँड द डॅम्पर सिस्टीम इज प्रोव्हाइडेड. स्प्रिंग आणि डॅम्पर सिस्टीम आणि त्याला कनेक्टेड काय दिलेलं आहे तर मास. तर या मास वरती जो काही एक्सटर्नल फोर्स आहे तो P ऑफ T या ठिकाणी दाखवलेला आहे. आणि लास्ट वन इज द U. U is the displacement. So you understand all the parameters. M is the mass. Mass. 1 minute. Okay, so frictional surface is here, that is the frictional free surface. After that there is a two wheels, here they have shown here in this figure number 1. K is the spring stiffness. जो काही spring आपण या ठिकाणी केलेले आहे, spring चे असणार आहे, that spring which having the K is the stiffness. C is the damper. Damper म्हणजे काय, the damper which is provided. Why provided? For the damping system. तर डॅम्पिंग सिस्टीम या ठिकाणी डॅम्पर जो प्रोव्हाइड केलेला आहे, तर जे काही व्हायब्रेशन्स होणार आहेत बिकॉज ऑफ द एक्सटर्नल लोड्स, वॉट एव्हर द व्हायब्रेशन्स आर प्रोड्युसेस, तर त्या व्हायब्रेशनला कमी करण्याचं काम या ठिकाणी डॅम्पर करणार आहे. लास्ट वन इज द पी ऑफ टी. पी ऑफ टी हा काय आहे तुमचा, दॅट इज द एक्सटर्नल फोर्स टू द सिस्टीम, अँड यू इज नथिंग बट अ डिस्प्लेसमेंट. So U is the displacement, M is the mass, K is the stiffness, C is the damper coefficient, and the P of T is the external mass. तर या ठिकाणी बघा तुम्ही एक व्हील चेअर, मी जे एक्झाम्पल सांगितलं तेच जर चेअर एक्झाम्पल तुम्ही या ठिकाणी घेतलं, तर दॅट इज द फ्रिक्शनल फ्री सरफेस. हा फ्रिक्शनल फ्री सरफेस आहे, जिथे चेअर आपली ठेवलेली आहे, तो रेस्ट केलेला आहे, त्याच्या खालचा जो सपोर्ट आहे, त्याचा खालचा जो सरफेस आहे, दॅट इज द फ्रिक्शनल फ्री सरफेस. दॅट इज द फर्स्ट पॉइंट. सेकंड वन इज द, ही जी व्हील आहे ती रेस्ट कशावरती असणार आहे, ही जी चेअर आहे ती कशावरती रेस्ट असणार आहे, दॅट इज ऑन द व्हील्स. सो दॅट इज द व्हील्स. अबोव द व्हील्स देअर इज अ स्प्रिंग. स्प्रिंग असणार आहे, स्प्रिंग नंतर देअर इज अ डॅम्पर, मीन्स दॅट डॅम्पर इज प्रोव्हाइडेड. तर स्प्रिंग असेल, स्प्रिंग परत डॅम्पर असेल त्या ठिकाणी फॉर द डिसिपेशन ऑफ एनर्जी, आणि त्याच्यावरती आपली सीटिंग स्पेस असणार आहे, दॅट इज फॉर द टेकिंग द मास. त्या ठिकाणी स्पेस असणार आहे फॉर द मास, दॅट इज द एम. And above the M, that M is nothing but a mass, that is the inertia mass. आणि last ला या ठिकाणी जो काही U आहे, तर that is U is nothing but because of this load, whatever the displacement is occurred. Okay, so that is the U. So these all parameters you should understand. First one is the free surface, that is the friction free surface. त्याच्यावरचा हा काय असणार आहे, wheels. ते wheel नंतर त्या ठिकाणी K, that is the damping coefficient. C is the damper over there, that is the M, that is the M is the mass of the त्या ठिकाणचं जे काही mass असेल. If there is a person is sitting on this chair, that is the M, because of this self weight, that is the M. And because of this mass, whatever the displacement is produced in that chair, that is the U. Okay, so that is the basic concept, but you should understand here, because of this mass there will be some displacement is occur, and that displacement is U. Okay, and if because of this mass displacement is U, and there is a restoring force will be produced into the spring only, that restoring force is K into U. तर या ठिकाणी restoring force हा काय असणार आहे, that is the Q in here, that is the K into U. If we go towards this damping force, so damping force is generally changes with respect to the velocity. There changes with respect to the velocity. So there is a third one, there is a damping force will be Cx dot, that is the Cu dot. U is nothing but a displacement, U dot is nothing but a velocity, and U double dot is nothing but a acceleration. Means there is a C is nothing but a damping coefficient, U is nothing but a displacement. So here K into U is nothing but a this restoring force, and C into U dot is nothing but a damping force. And third one is the M, that is because of this M, because of this inertia force, the force will be that inertia force is produced into the system, that is the mu double dot, that is the M into A. M म्हणजे काय, तर M is nothing but a mass, and U is our A is nothing but a acceleration, mass into acceleration, that is the inertia force. Means there are the three forces will be produced into this system. Okay? Because of this inertia force, because of this damping force, and because of this restoring force. Because of M, because of C, and because of this K. There are the three forces which are produced, and these three forces are equal to the external force, that is the P of T. P of T हा आपला काय आहे, तर that is the external force. External force is equal to the internal forces produced into the system. Then and then only the system will be in a equilibrium position. So P of T is the external force which will be equal to mx double dot, that is the ma plus c u dot plus k into x. So that equation will be produced. ओके, आणि याचं स्प्लिटिंग केलेलं आहे, दॅट इज द C into U dot, means C is changes with respect to the velocity. K into U, that is the K is changes with respect to the displacement. P of T is nothing but an external force, and the inertia force is mg, that is the mass into acceleration. Okay, so that is the mass spring damper system. So this is very important parameter over here, and from this figure only all the concepts will be clear here, and by using this all the conceptual study will move towards the uh, equation number 1, equation number 2, equation number 3, and equation number 4. Okay, you should understand when C parameter we have to take, you should understand when we have to take the parameter P of T. तर लक्षात घ्या, P of T हा जो पॅरामीटर आहे तो कशासाठी आहे, तर P of T, this parameter is only for the external forces, that is for the forced vibration, that is for the forced vibration. C हा पॅरामीटर कशासाठी आहे, तर C is the parameter which is for the damping only. मग त्यामध्ये damping असेल तर if the system is damped system, then that Cu dot parameter will become. If that system is a forced vibration, having the forced vibration, then P of T parameter will be over there. If that system is a free vibration, then P of T will be equal to 0, means P of T will not be come over there. And if the damping system is over there, then C parameter will become. If the undamped system is over there, then C will be equal to 0. So in this way, you have to be understood what type of the equation we have to use for the solution of equation. Okay. So now we'll move towards the next point. So I request all of you, please write down these equations. Write down negligible damping, negligible damping, negligible damping, negligible damping, and no continuous force, negligible damping, and no continuous force, negligible damping, and no continuous force, negligible damping, and no continuous force. Below this, undamped free system, undamped free system, undamped free system, undamped free system, undamped free system. Below this, write down damped free system, undamped free system. Below this, write down damped free system, undamped free system. Below this, write down damped free system. Below this, write down undamped forced vibration, undamped forced vibration, undamped forced vibration, undamped forced vibration. And below this, write down damped forced vibration system, damped forced vibration system, damped forced vibration system. Okay, so write down the equation number 1, which is in front of the undamped free system, undamped free system, undamped free system, undamped free system. In that, write down mx double dot plus kx equal to 0, mx double dot plus kx equal to 0. Mx double dot plus kx equal to 0. below this write down damped free system. In front of this write down damped free system. In front of this write down mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to 0. mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to 0. Below this write down undamped forced vibration. Undamped forced vibration. Undamped forced vibration. In that write down mx double dot plus kx equal to f of t. mx double dot plus kx equal to f of t. And last one, damped forced vibration system. Damped forced vibration system. In front of this write down mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to f of t. Equal to f of t. So now you will understand this, what is the differences between these four equation. हे जे चार इक्वेशन आहेत या चार इक्वेशन मधला जर तुम्हाला difference if you understand, then directly or automatically you can solve the any type of the equation if asked in the examination. कुठल्याही टाइपचे इक्वेशन जर तुम्हाला विचारलं तर ते तुम्ही काय करू शकता, सॉल्व करू शकता. फर्स्ट वन इज यू शुड अंडरस्टँड undamped free system. बघा या ठिकाणी undamped free system. So what is the undamped free system? Undamped म्हणजे काय? Undamped म्हणजे काय? डॅम्पर त्या ठिकाणी नाहीये. डॅम्पर नाही म्हणजे काय? तर आपलं बेसिक जे जनरल इक्वेशन आहे ते कुठलं आहे? mx डबल डॉट प्लस cx डॉट प्लस kx इक्वल टू f ऑफ t. म्हणजे या लास्टच्या इक्वेशन मध्ये, लास्टच्या फिगर मध्ये आपण बघितलं की या ठिकाणी देयर इज अ that general equation is P of T. P of T कसला फोर्स आहे? एक्सटर्नल फोर्स आहे. तर P of T आपण काय म्हणतो, as per the Newton's law, F internal is equal to F external forces. मग F internal is equal to F external. त्यामधला F external कुठला आहे? That is the P of T. P of T is equal to which are the forces produces into the system? There are the three forces. कुठले कुठले three forces आहेत? That is the inertia force, restoring force, and the damping force. Mx double dot, that is the inertia force, k into x, that is the restoring force, and cx dot, that is the damping force. There is a three forces which are produced into the system. So general equation कुठलं तयार झालं मग आपलं f of t is equal to mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to f of t. So that is the जनरल इक्वेशन आपलं काय झालं, तयार झालं. तर या जनरल इक्वेशन थ्रू we have to go for the different cases. Which are these different cases? The first case number one is the undamped free system. Undamped free system. Undamped म्हणजे काय? Damper coefficient is 0. मग damper coefficient 0 झाला म्हणजे the second terminology is here. That terminology with respect to the damping is become 0. म्हणजे that cx dot parameter will be become 0. Next one is the free system. Free system, ही system कशी आहे? That system is a free system, so that f of t parameter will be equal to 0. म्हणजे remaining parameter कुठले राहिले for the equation number 1 undamped free system? That is the mx double dot plus kx equal to 0. कुठले राहिले? mx double dot plus kx equal to 0. What parameters will be remain here? The first one is the mx double dot plus kx equal to 0. mx double dot हा कशाचा parameter आहे? That is the inertia force. And जो काही damping चा force आहे that equal to 0. And third one is the k into x. k into x हा ठिकाणी काय असणार आहे? That is for the restoring force. So mx double dot plus kx equal to 0. Okay. So that is the undamped free system. Coming towards the second, that is the damped free system. The damped free system म्हणजे काय? तर डॅम्पिंग आहे त्या ठिकाणी डॅम्पर काय केलेलं आहे, प्रोव्हाइड केलेलं आहे. बट दॅट सिस्टीम इज अ फ्री सिस्टीम. डॅम्पिंग प्रोव्हाइड केलेलं आहे म्हणजे दॅट सी पॅरामीटर विल बी कम हिअर. But that free system is nothing but that forced vibration is not there. That is the free vibration concept. And so that f of t parameter will become 0. So the equation number second will be produced as a mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to 0. Okay. Now coming towards the third point, that is the undamped forced vibration. Undamped म्हणजे काय? Damping is 0. Damping parameter कुठला आहे? C. So damping parameter C is equal to 0 and forced vibration is there. Means vibration is a forced vibration. So that f of t parameter will be come here. Maha mx double dot plus kx equal to f of t. Where cx dot म्हणजे जो की तुमचा damping coefficient आहे तो damping coefficient काय झाला या ठिकाणचा, that damping coefficient will become as a 0 because of the undamped forced vibration system. And f of t is the forced vibration. So that this parameter will become here as a mx double dot plus kx equal to f of t. And the last one is the damped forced vibration system. So damped forced vibration system म्हणजे काय, त्या ठिकाणी damping पण parameter आहे. Second one is the forced vibration पण आहे. Means damping coefficient, that is the cx dot, that is the damping coefficient will become here. And what this forced vibration, that f of t will become here. Means in this way, there are these four equations are very important to understand which type of the derivation is given to solve. Okay, so you should understand these undamped free system, damped free system, and undamped forced vibration, and the damped forced vibration system. Okay, so all of you write down this in your notebook, and below this write down mx double dot. Okay, below this write down mx double dot is equal to inertia force. Mx double dot is the inertia force. Mx double dot is equal to inertia force. Below this write down cx dot is damping force. Cx dot is damping force. Cx dot is the damping force. Cx dot is the damping force. And below this write down kx equal to k into x equal to k into x equal to restoring force. Okay, is there are the three types of the forces. One is the inertia force, second one is the damping force, and third one is the restoring force. Okay, and below this write down x equal to displacement. X is equal to displacement. X dot is equal to dx by dt is equal to x dot is equal to dx by dt is equal to velocity, and below this write down x double dot is equal to d2x by dt square. d2x by dt square means double derivative of displacement. d2x by dt square, d2x by dt square, d2x by dt square is equal to acceleration. Is equal to the acceleration. Okay, below this write down however when f external is time dependent, f external is F external is time dependent, that is dynamic force, which can be denoted F of t. Dynamic force which can be denoted F of t, comma, the internal force F internal will have three component inertia force, like inertia force, comma, damping force, and restoring force. Full stop. Below this, write down inertia force generated due to mass m can be obtained from Newton's second law. And below this, write down F inertia is equal to mass into acceleration. F inertia is equal to mass into acceleration. Below this, write down the damping force is generally proportionate with velocity Below this, write down F damping is equal to damping coefficient into velocity. Whereas the restoring force which is stiffness time displacement so we can write F restoring is equal to K into X. F restoring is equal to K into X. Therefore, below this write down. Therefore, F internal is equal to F internal is equal to F inertia plus F damping plus F restoring is equal to F external is equal to F external. Okay. I hope all of you have understood. The F internal is equal to F external, and what are the internal forces produced into the system? That is the F inertia force plus F damping force plus F restoring force, and that is equal to the F external force. And that is the standard equation for mass spring damper system. Okay, so thank you all. Whatever the remaining part that we will see in the next lecture. Now I will stop the sharing.